I moved to Dubai, I had a prior experience working in the crypto industry, but I was basically a no-name in the region, right? I was starting here from zero. No one knew me back then. This is a common misconception that Web3 is for technical, for finance people, and it's coming from early days of crypto when it was appreciated only by this tiny group of innovators coding in a garage.
Hello there. The world is on the cusp of the next great digital evolution, and the United Arab Emirates is not just participating, it's positioning itself to lead. From AI to blockchain, this nation is building a future where technology empowers everyone. Welcome to Crypto Pulse UAE, your window into the country's digital finance drive. Today, we are decoding a term you've heard everywhere, Web3. But what is it really? It's the third generation from the static read-only Web 1.0 and the interactive user-generated Web 2.0. Web3 is built on technologies like blockchain, AI, and machine learning, aiming to create a decentralized, open, and transparent internet where users have more control over their own data. In the UAE, Web3 is more than just a buzzword. It's a strategic pillar of the nation's digital economy, which is projected to contribute 20% of the country's GDP in the next decade. The government's proactive stance, including initiatives like the Dubai Programme for Gaming 2033 and the ADGM's regulatory framework, is attracting global talent and investment. With over 1,000 Web3 companies already operating here and significant government backing like Abu Dhabi's $2 billion fund for Hub71 Digital Assets, the UAE is rapidly becoming a global Web3 hub. So what does this mean for entrepreneurs, job seekers, and the very fabric of our digital lives? Stay with us as we explore the future of the internet being built right here in the UAE. We are now in the Spotlight segment, and to help us navigate through this exciting landscape of Web3, we have a trailblazing woman who is a marketer in the brand marketing space, and she is Maria Frakowiak. You've been specializing in the crypto space for long, and I go ahead with the first question because I came to Dubai as an aspiring professional looking for jobs, and since job market is the only thriving space among many aspiring professionals may be curious about breaking their way into the Web3 space. They may feel intimidated because it is crypto at the end of the day. You need to have blockchain knowledge. What specific first steps would you recommend for them, especially for someone starting from scratch?
So my story with crypto started from the perspective of private investor, and then I decided to make it my career path. And I think that's a pretty natural context, because first, in order to get excited about it and make it your job, you need to understand concept, and you need to start investing. You need to understand the whole Web3 revolution and all the promises around it. You need to understand why there are so many builders in this space and what's their goal behind it. So I would start from learning, I would start from exploring this industry, from understanding the concept. I would go study gold standard, fiat standard, the role of cryptocurrency in it. I would watch several movies on that. For example, God Bless Bitcoin by Natalie Brunell, because sometimes I have this feeling that people chase crypto industry because they think, oh, it's an industry where you can make good money pretty quickly. But I think mainly you should be driven by excitement and by this vision, by the concept. So that's where you should start.
That's interesting, because it's a fast-moving industry and you need to build your credibility. How easy or difficult is that?
Well, It's all about consistency and patience. That's what I would say. When I moved to Dubai, I had a prior experience working in the crypto industry, but I was basically a no-name in the region, right? I was starting here from zero. No one knew me back then. So from the day one, I set a goal for myself to start posting consistently, start building my personal brand. And honestly, I keep that promise to myself until now. I would be going to events, I would be going to conferences, I would be taking pictures with people, I would be later posting them, I would be staying super consistent about it. And I think that's a good way to start, you know. Ultimately, building a personal brand is your power card to never stay without the job. So I think this can help a lot.
So I know where to start now, building my personal brand.
Oh, this is what you do here right now in front of the camera.
There's always this perception that Web3 careers are only for those who are technically strong and for those with finance backgrounds. What are some non-technical or creative roles that you would suggest for a person like me who's probably trying to explore, and what skills should I really possess there?
Well, I think this is a common misconception that Web3 is for technical, for finance people, and it's coming from early days of crypto when it was appreciated only by this tiny group of innovators coding in a garage. But moving fast forward, right now it's a full-scale industry with multiple corporations hiring thousands of employees. So at that scale, you need experts in every sector, not just tech related. You need PR, you need marketing, you need design, you need events, you need a lot of sectors not directly tied to tech. So my take on this would be, sure, it would be great if you have some experience with crypto before, if you have that knowledge, but the most important is to be a rock star at what you do, because it's always easier to teach a non-crypto person about crypto that is good at, that is an expert in his or her niche, than to actually teach a crypto native on how his job and responsibilities should look like. So yeah.
Web3 is often described as both empowering and very male-dominated. How easy or difficult was it as a woman for you to enter this space? What unique opportunities are there, and what are the challenges as well for a woman facing this industry and entering this space?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not a fan of distinguishing professionals by gender. In my opinion, you need to work hard and you need to earn your place at the table, no matter if you're a man or a woman. But from the perspective of challenges, when we talk about it, of course, I would say this industry is full of challenges for everyone. One of them is, for example, the fact that this space is constantly evolving, is driven by progress in tech. So you constantly need to update your knowledge. You need to stay curious. You need to explore. You can't stop with your education, which can be challenging. And the second thing is that, let's be honest, it's a 24/7 industry. So you can't really log out. And that can be an issue, especially, for example, for parents, right? To stay flexible, yet maintain this work-life balance. But on the other hand, in my opinion, the fact that this industry is so fast-paced and so dynamic, it's the biggest challenge, but it's the biggest opportunity as well. Because if you're hungry for growth, this industry lets you achieve in 3 years what would take 10 years in any other industry. That's my opinion.
So, Dubai's Web3 job market, how do you see that growing? Because there is competition, and the competition is fierce, with thousands of applicants everywhere.
It is.
So beyond sending just LinkedIn applications, what would you really advise them? Because these are going to be conventional strategies. You need to get to unconventional strategies, stand out in the UAE Web3 market.
Yeah, I think a lot of people can resonate with this topic because having a job offer on LinkedIn with 2,000 plus applications in 24 hours, that's Dubai standard, I would say. However, there is a story coming from my personal life and also from a LinkedIn post that went viral, where when I said I closed my first Dubai crypto client 4 days after relocating. And that was a really bold statement because usually when you check all these videos about moving to Dubai, people advise you to allocate budget for 6-9 months of job searching. So how did I do it in 4 days, right? The answer is simple, for a face-to-face meeting. And I think in crypto space, we have this amazing opportunity of doing it at crypto conferences. Web3 industry is living off these events, and one conversation with the CEO, COO can beat months of these cold emails. So that would be, I think, the top unconventional way. Sign up for events, but prepare yourself. Check who is coming, shortlist the people or brands you want to talk to, go introduce yourself, and present them with an irresistible offer.
Make it sound so simple.
It's like, I know it sounds a lot, but I believe it's still a shortcut. It will require some effort at the very beginning, but you can save months of searching thanks to it. And so that would be the major, I would say, tip. And then, of course, building personal brand. I'm sure you'd like to talk about it more, would be the second one.
Landing a job in Web3, that could be just the beginning, but then what continuous learning habits, networking habits or new skill investment habits that one can adopt? And what would you really recommend in that space? Because you need to keep excelling in the job. So that is equally competitive as much as landing a job. So what would your advice be to these people in the Web3 organizations?
So definitely something I already said before, keep educating yourself, progressing your knowledge, learning about new tech progress. But also, I think a very important step is to continue building your relationship with your network. This saying, your network is your net worth, is 100% true. And I think your performance and ability to solve internal problems in your company often depends on the strengths of your network, right? Very often you need to quickly find some good ideas, good solutions, pitch something. I think it's all tied to your network and to the people you work with. So I think strengthening this relationship is really important, but again, I think you need to do it intentionally. I constantly see these people at conferences trying to have a 5-minute chat with everyone in the room. This is not the way to build a meaningful relationship. So my tips on that is to be a bit more selective on the people you want to build this relationship with, because you don't need to be friends with everybody, and not every conversation will solve your problems. So yeah, take some time and pick wisely the people you want to actually build these meaningful connections with. And the second tip on that, I think really important, people often forget about it, is it's a two-way street, right? So don't text someone only if you're in trouble, you need something, right? Try to help him first before asking for a favor. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just make a cold call there. No, but I also wanted to flesh out more information in the networking space here in Dubai. How easy or difficult is it when you approach a person and when you want to, like you said, I'm going to narrow down on 2 or 3 people who I would be interacting in this particular event, for instance, and I go there and I spot these 3 people. How do you prepare your research and how do you make sure that you stand out in their eyes?
Well, it's how do you prepare yourself? It depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a connection, I think you just need to be human, right? You just need to smile, you just need to be a warm person, you just need to be curious about the other side. Instead of talking all the time about you, you can also ask questions and listen, right? Of course, if you plan to pitch, you come with the goal to pitch an idea to a person A or B, then it's a different approach, right? You need to prepare a pitch that is irresistible. Yeah, building the relationship, I think conferences, events are like the entry point to build this relationship. The real job is coming after, when you meet second time, third time, and you spend this time not necessarily talking about work, but just getting to know each other and enjoying time together.
So you have credited personal relationships and chance conversations, like being asked about Bitcoin over coffee date, which has opened doors for you in the Web3 space. How important personal networking on one hand? What would you advise when it comes to building industry connections, and how important is that to keep yourself updated, like you already mentioned?
So I think, I gave you these 2 tips already about, being selective about the people you want to build this relationship with, and also remember, to help them first before you ask for the favor. Well, I think it all comes together in pieces, right? The one more advice here besides these 2 would be to stay visible online and offline, because this is how you build relationship with key stakeholders in the region. If you're not visible online and offline, how they would know about you, right? So keep showing up and reminding about yourself.
My final question. Having appeared in popular podcasts and media as Crypto Girl Dubai, how do you consciously shape your brand, and how have you influenced this as an access to key opportunities in the region?
So the right positioning is everything, and as I said before, you need to think carefully who is your target audience, to whom you want to speak to, and control your narrative. I think especially in the crypto space, it's not that easy. A lot of projects is controversial, a lot of positions, a lot of propositions that will come on the table might look tempting, but you would rather not risk your reputation for them. So I think you need to be really careful in picking the options that are long-term beneficial for you, and refusing the ones that are like just short-term rush hype, but in the long term they could destroy your image.
And I'm glad that Crypto Girl and Crypto Pulse UAE could actually meet today with this show. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
That was an incredible interview with you.
Thank you so much.
Please don't go anywhere, because we have much more coming up on this show. Now let's deep dive into what you need to know to get involved in Web3. This isn't just for developers. In fact, over 65% of Web3 jobs are non-technical. Roles in high demand include community managers, marketing and social media specialists, business development managers, content writers and designers. For entrepreneurs, the UAE offers a clear path to launch. 1. Find your niche. Identify a real-world problem blockchain can solve. 2. Set up. Choose a free zone like DTech or go to the mainland. 3. Get licensed. Work with regulators such as VARA. 4. Secure funding. Access Dubai's strong VC and investor network. Web3 is being built with inclusivity in mind, because Web3 is still young. There's more chance to shape it into a more open and fair digital future. Today's Web3 is sometimes called Web 2.5 because it still carries traits of the old internet. But the future vision, Web 4, is a fully decentralized, user-friendly web where the tech works in the background. Next week, we will dive into decentralized autonomous organizations, DAOs, and how these leaderless community-governed entities are revolutionizing work, investment, and collaboration. Until then, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what Web3 means to you and how this is changing the job market here. This is Crypto Pulse UAE. I'm your host Pratibha Raman, and see you next week.